14, a man named Scott Cawthon made a game called Five Nights at Freddy's. With the souls of children embedded in them. Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy. If you are not paying attention to your doors and they get too close to your door, they will kill you. Not before they obliterate your eardrums, of course. Also, watch out for your power. If you run out of power, Freddy is going to teleport to your office and kill you immediately. Not before he also destroys your eardrums. Any of the future games after this would follow the same game premise. This person who made these murderous animatronics is a man by the name of William Afton. And William Afton is literally the worst antagonist ever. William Afton was a businessman, entrepreneur, and robotics engineer who founded Afton Robotics and co-founded Fazbear Entertainment. William met a man named Henry Emily, and in 1982, they opened their first location together, Fredbear's Family Diner. In 1983, it was his youngest son's birthday, also known as the crying child, because he's always crying when you see him. Why is he always crying? Because he's a little bitch. The older brother of the crying child, also known as Michael Afton, Michael and his friends were picking on him. This leads him to getting the idea to put his younger brother's head in Fredbear's mouth, one of the animatronics. Once his head is in Fredbear's mouth, Fredbear ends up biting down on his head, injuring the frontal lobe, critically injuring him, and later dies of his wounds in the hospital. That's sad, I know. In 1985, on the night of June 26th, William killed 5 children that go by the name of Gabriel, Jeremy, Susie, Fritz, and Cassidy at his own restaurant, wearing a spring bonnie costume to gain their trust. After that, he would stuff their body in the animatronic suits. However, William Afton literally got caught by his own security camera and was subsequently arrested by the authorities, but was released shortly after because there was no evidence like the bodies of the children he killed. In what world does a serial killer not get convicted because there is no body? It's probably going to be hard to build evidence against the defendant without a body, except the fact there is damning video evidence against William, such as a security camera that caught the entire thing. Customers started noticing blood and mucus coming from the animatronics, which led to the pizzeria being closed down. William Afton is stupid, but everyone around him were just ignorant and let him get away with his crimes. William then went on to found the Circus Babies Pizza World with a new set of animatronics called the Fun Time Animatronics. Obviously, William did not have any intentions to entertain children with these robots. He wanted to capture and kill children to obtain remnant so he could become immortal. Yeah, this guy could do black magic by killing children and stuffing them into robot suits. Nothing abnormal. I bet it happens all the time. Guess this also gives a motive for his crimes. One of the animatronics he built, Circus Baby, was in honor of his daughter, Elizabeth. Even though William Afton is a sociopath that cares about no one but himself and the things that benefit him, he shows some affection to his daughter. He tells her not to go near the animatronic, and she goes to the animatronic and then gets killed. This is completely his fault. He just told Elizabeth not to go near the animatronic without giving her an actual reason not to do so. How is she supposed to know that the funny, shiny looking robots are actually programmed to be homicidal and kill any children that go anywhere near it within a 1-mile radius? This led to the cancellation of the pizzeria's grand opening, and the incident was disguised as a gas leak. In 1987, William Afton killed 5 more children at the Freddy Fazbear Pizza's new location, which takes place in Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Nobody notices William vanishes, meaning that he got away with it again. In the 90s, William went to the abandoned Freddy Fazbear Pizzeria to dismantle the original animatronics. By doing this, William awoke the ghosts of the 5 children he murdered and unintentionally freed their souls from the animatronics. I don't know how that works, but yeah. He did that. This resulted in the souls trying to attack William. William sees the spring bonnie suit he wore to lure the children to their death previously and puts it on to scare the ghosts. Thinking that he won, the spring lock mechanisms in the spring bonnie suit went loose. The spring lock suits are suits that function as animatronics and costumes. When someone wishes to change the spring lock suit into his animatronic form, they must insert their hand and crank it to the designated slot and proceed to turn it firmly into its position. That will cause its springs into their suit position, causing the endoskeleton to compress and lock around the side of the suits. A person must be careful not to nudge, breathe on, or touch any of the spring locks. If they do, the spring lock will basically impale the person inside of the suits, and they will die a slow and painful death. And this is what happened to William. William is the one that invented the spring lock concept, so you would think he knows better than to do this to himself. This is usually the most favored way to kill off a villain in a story. He received the same faith he gave to his victims and is now permanently trapped inside the spring body suit and would now haunt Fazbear's Fright horror attraction until it burnt down to the ground like 6 days later for some reason. And William would survive that. Henry Emily, the founder of Fazbear Entertainment, a former friend and business partner of William Afton. One of the children that William murdered was Henry Emily's daughter, Charlotte Emily. He killed the child of his business partner. How did he not think that this was going to bite him in the ass someday? And he also found out that he was the perpetrator of all the other murders. Henry plans to set up a trap to lure Afton to his death, to avenge his daughter and the other children who lost their lives to him as well. Afton receives a call from a strange person about a new pizzeria. He instantly recognizes it as a trap, but because I have iterated multiple times that he's a dumbass, guess what Afton does? Afton goes to the pizzeria where he gets burned down along with the souls of the children in the pizzeria he got lured into. Afton came back again, and he came back in Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted as a computer virus known as Springtrap. I know this is getting weird. I feel like things would be better if William was just killed off and a new antagonist came along. He ends up invading the mind of a beta tester of the Freddy Fazbear virtual experience, who he brainwashed into committing his evil deeds at the Freddy Fazbear Mega Pizza Place that takes place in the most recent game, Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. William downloaded his soul into his old body, in which he previously burned to death in, and uses Vanny, the beta tester that he brainwashed. That's just some random white woman he's able to turn into whenever he wants. She repaired and modified his original body. William regained his physical form and became Springtrap. This man did all of this because of his never-ending hunger of wanting to kill other people, but he ended up getting killed by a little boy named Gregory, using the same method that Henry used on him. Why does William do this? He should just pull out whatever life support he's currently on and not try coming back, because he sucks at this. He sucks at whatever the hell he's trying to do at this point. Honestly, I think if Afton just watched a couple of JCS videos to substitute as tips and tricks and a tutorial guide, he wouldn't be in this situation right now. If people were getting sus of him, or he was getting too much heat, he could have changed his name and moved to Kazakhstan. You know, a place where nobody will ever think to look for you, and live out his dreams of being an immortal god.